Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Agnieszka Orłowska and I am semi-permanent makeup technician and international master trainer. Today I will be talking about secrets of male eyebrows micropigmentation. Micropigmentation is a fantastic solution for men with the facial hair loss, including the eyebrows. By semi-permanent makeup, we can reconstruct the eyebrow by creating individual hair strokes. Semi-permanent makeup is not just for women. Men suffering from lacking of eyebrows too. As women can use eyebrows makeup, this is not good idea for men. Can look fake and made up. By using a fine needle and specialized types of the techniques, we can create a very natural results. Women more often looking for semi-permanent makeup procedure to fix their imperfection or to improve their look. Men want to achieve what they had before, so they might lose their facial hair, including the eyebrows with the alopecia or just with the age. Male eyebrows micropigmentation is a highly specialized discipline and shouldn't be performed by the technician without specialized training. Let's talk about gender difference when it comes to the skin and the eyebrows. Does male and female skin differ? Yes. Male skin is 20% thicker. And second thing, very important regarding the micropigmentation, is the male skin is more oily. And this is super important when it comes to perform this procedure. Consider all the skin conditions. I can compare the men's skin to the wet sponge. Now imagine, try to perform the procedure on the wet sponge. What will happen? It's more understandable that the pigment might migrate as the first thing or can move uncontrollably. So this is exactly what is happening when you're performing the procedure on the male skin. And that's why for the male eyebrows, we're using completely different rules than performing the procedure on the women. But I will get back to that. Another very important aspect is gender difference in eyebrow shape. It's not good idea all the shapes that we use on women clients to use on male eyebrows. So where's the difference? First difference is male eyebrows are much thicker than female. Then we're not creating high arch and we're not lifting the tail of the eyebrow. So the male eyebrows are more straight with the bottom straight line and not high arch. This is super important to follow this shape. The reason of that is, imagine created a thin, long eyebrows with the high arch on the male face, it will just look funny. So as I presented to you, that's exactly the difference you should follow regarding the shape. Before the procedure, I meet the client for a completely separate appointment for free consultation. So what I do during the consultation, I'm taking the pictures and as much as is possible from the front of the face and then each side. The reason of that is I have to make a plan. So for the male client, I will not use the powder technique, I will use the hair strokes technique. So what does that mean? I'm creating a design for each individual client. Those male eyebrows are never the same. I might ask my client to bring me his pictures for the consultation when he had and eyebrows. That will make my work much easier regarding the eyebrows design. If the client have an alopecia and he doesn't have any photos to show me of how his eyebrows were look before, I might ask him what he likes, so he can bring me the photos or screenshots from the internet of the male eyebrows that he likes. So that's giving me ideas. He likes the bushy, big look eyebrows, or he likes more natural and gentle look. So then, taking all this information, I creating a design. Design on the paper with the hair strokes is much easier for me to present to the client. So with the male client, I want to go through this design and have his approval before I will touch the needle. So then it's easier if the project is done on the paper to make any changes. And as well, by consulting with the client, I'm adding on at the end of the procedure the single hair. Single hair around the shape is giving more natural eyebrows and is also giving more fluffy look. So this is what I recommended. Consultation and also design an eyebrow shape with each individual hair before you proceed to present that to your client. So client feel very confident and will know exactly what happened during the procedure. So let's have a look on my demonstration. I have a male model and I will go through the drawing technique and I will also present the technique so you can have a look closer and have an idea of secrets of male eyebrows micropigmentation. So the first we have to draw the eyebrows shape. So it's the same like with the female procedure, but not all the shapes are good idea if it's coming to the male eyebrows. Both the measure points are exactly the same. So let me show you how I'm doing this. So the first point is gonna be from the corner of the eye all the way up. So I mark that. And the same on the other side. Then from the corner of the nose and the iris of the eye, that's where my arch gonna be. And I will show you the nice trick what I'm doing. That's the reason that I'm using the wooden stick, so I can actually mark on it and move that on the other side. And I always recommended to extend the measure points up, so that's mean when you performing the procedure you will not lose your points. And then the last measure point is going to be from the corner of the nose till the corner of the eye. But as I mentioned before, remember that the male eyebrows can't be too long. And I can move that on the other side. And now all you got to do is to join the points. The bottom line should be straight and arch should be low. So I will ask to put the head back. Close your eyes, please. And use the soft movements with the pencil, creating the shape. So the bottom of the eyebrow should be straight. But don't worry if your lines are not perfect. The reason of that is we will use the concealer so everything will look perfect. And also the tail of the eyebrow shouldn't be too high. So the eyebrows are thicker, they're lower with the arch and straight with the bottom line right here. And we not do any eyebrow tail lift for a male client. Now what I'm doing is I will move the drawing on the other side, and at the end I will check the symmetry. And I'm using very soft hand as I don't want to terrify my client showing the final result with too strong drawing. Okay, so now I will put the bed down and I will use the concealer. So then what I have to do is also plug out a little bit this area here. I'm not removing all the hair like let's say for female client. The reason of that's the difference in between female and male, that male client have lots of fluffy and little hair around it. But it's just to see my eyebrow shape better, I will remove only few baby hair. And that's it. Now I will use the concealer surrounded so I can see the shape better. And of course, before I started, I will show the final drawing result to the client, and he will have to accept it. And the same here. Regarding the drawing, male eyebrows doesn't have to be so perfectly draw like a female, so I will not focusing here on the bottom line or anything like that. I'll be only working inside the shape, creating each individual hair strokes to achieve the most natural result. So now I will show the result. Open your eyes. It's a little bit of trust as well, because I know the pencil might look pretty strong and ordinary, but the result will be very natural. So, pigment. I will dab now with the tissue to remove the numbing cream that I previously applied. Just more dab to not destroy the shape. Okay, so I have my 1-point needle prepared, and I will start with the guideline. But remember, always stretch the skin in the direction of the eyebrows, so like that. Keep the right position, so your grip. And I'm actually helping myself with the second hand, so I'm stretching the skin right here as the hair directions, and then I'm helping myself with this pinky finger on the top of the eyebrow, so I have more control of my movements. The fourth step is construction of the hair stroke, so the guideline, and all the hairs will be connected then to the guideline. Make sure that you follow the directions of the natural hair growth. So if the hair growing, let's say on the top of the eyebrow straight, we follow that directions. We're not creating more lying down position hair strokes, because they will not look natural. So let's start. Slow, controlled movements are extremely important. Make sure to use all the movements that I presented to you before. So we using the continuous movements or forward, backward movements. It depends on the area. So let's start. First guideline. Now, hair connection. Every hair we're creating, it will be same direction as our guideline. So that's our construction of the hair strokes. Nice and easy. Keep the same depth, slow controlled movements. It's very important, especially on the male eyebrows. Keep the distances in between the hair strokes. Follow the rule, less is mean more. With the male eyebrows, we're not creating a hair strokes too close to each other, because after the healing process, they might just create a one big powder eyebrows. As I mentioned to you, it's more like a spongy, wet sponge skin, so we have to really follow this instruction. Okay, now I will do the front. I protect what I did it already, and this is where I'll be using my stretch, using the pinky finger, and on the front of the eyebrow I stretch the skin, again the same rules as direction of the hair, so in the same directions. Nice and easy, we're keeping the same depth. Control movements. We always work nice and clean, so that is the reason to not make all the area from the pigment. I'm protecting what I did there already. If you feel you have no space, change the position. Don't continue creating the lines if you feel uncomfortable. So you have to find the right position for yourself to stretch the skin, but also to keep the grip and 90-degree needle handpiece. Okay, so that's my first pass done. So what I will do now is I will apply anesthetic cream gel, and I want to show you something to not lose your shape, to not lose any of the hair strokes that you already created. We applying the gel. In that case I use TAC 45, and on the top of it I will apply the pigment that I use for the pigmentation in this case. So what will happen is I will create a form of the mask to not lose any of the hair strokes that I already made. And we wait around 2-3 minutes, and then we can continue with the procedure. I will probably come back only once, twice to the hair strokes that I already created, just to make sure that the color is even, and so the saturation is the same from beginning till the end of the eyebrow. Because of the male client, I don't want to achieve really strong result. I prefer if we will meet for the retouch appointment within 6 till 8 weeks to see the result, and if it's needed I will add extra hair strokes. If it's needed I will do a stronger density of the pigment, but I prefer to do that on the second appointment, then achieve too strong results, and that be disaster regarding the male client. So always take back to not overdo the eyebrows, to not create too strong look for the male eyebrows, and we can do whatever we like if it's needed to retouch on second appointment. Okay, I think my treatment area is ready to go again, so I wipe it off anesthetic. Also my client will be more relaxed now because it will be less pain, and I can do more firm movements. So now I don't have to follow the guideline again. For the second pass I follow each individual hair because everything is there already. So I'm using continue movements, nice and easy on each hair stroke. Control movements, it's very important, so no rush, nice and easy. So I normally do, I'm normally doing only 2 passes after the anesthetic on the each hair. That's all what is needed. Okay, and it's done. So clean all the treatment area. And now the recommendations, again, like after every procedure, is I will ask the client to dab the treatment area every half an hour for the first 2 hours, and that's the way to do it. So it's cotton wool previously wet under the water, squeeze it so we have no leaking of the water, and dab just like that every half an hour for the first 2 hours. So by that we're removing all the liquids after the pigmentation, and it will not be created a big scab and more result will be lost. So we're giving up time to the pigment to set up nice inside the skin. Another thing is, so for first 2 hours every half an hour, and then every hour till the rest of the day. I don't want my client to use any Vaseline or Bempanthen or anything on the eyebrows for 2 weeks. And then if it's needed, we will arrange a retouch appointment within 8 weeks. And that's it. Thank you very much. The most important technical aspects of male micropigmentations are speed, directions and depth. Always use 1 nano needle. That helps to prevent from pigment migration. When working, stretch the skin really well. That will prevent from skin migration, so you have full control of each individual hair strokes. Headpiece 90 degree, and also don't forget about the right grip. Another super important thing is to keep the same distance in between the hair strokes, a little bit bigger than for female clients, and as well less is mean more. Better to add extra hair strokes on the follow-up appointment to not overdo the eyebrow. And as I mentioned to you, always think about the wet sponge. Too many hair strokes after healing process might look like a powder brows. So I hope this video was very informative for you, and also please send me comments below the videos. I would like to know what would you like to hear from me in my next video. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.